Welcome back to Great Day. Winning Best Ensemble at the Phoenix Film Festival, the movie Rich Kids explores Latin culture and the economic disparities in minority communities. Executive producer Laura Summers, along with actors Gerardo Velasquez and Michelle Magallon, stopped by to discuss the film based on a true story. Laura, you were that kid, that one that was always making a movie, right?
Yeah, yes.
Right? Well, you made this movie based on a true experience in your life. Explain to folks what that experience was.
Yeah, so I grew up in Pasadena, Texas, like on the borders, Pasadena and South Houston. In my neighborhood, as you know, Houston doesn't have like zoning laws,
Right.
and so on one side of my street was a low-income neighborhood, and on the other side of the street was a middle-class neighborhood. And so, you know, I got to know kids from both sides of the tracks.
But there was kind of a great divide between, we say, middle class,
Yes.
and so then what happens is that you were seen as like, oh, the rich people.
Yeah, we were the rich people. We had this really big house in between those with a big fence around it. And so kids from both neighborhoods, including my friends that I went to school with and strangers, when we'd go out of town, they would love to break into the house because they
would just break into the house and see it. Wow, okay, I have like driven like down neighborhoods at nighttime just to peek in houses I want to see. Right? Like, oh, right. But to break into the house.
They took it a step further.
Yeah.
And you know, in their defense, as a kid, sometimes I used to do it too.
Oh, okay. Right. Just to see what they lived like.
Just to imagine what
I'm just wondering,
someone else lives.
If you just went ding dong, hey, can I see your house? That was out of the question.
They could have done it. Yeah, they could have done it.
Yeah. All right. But when that happened, though,
exciting, I think.
It resonated with you, and there are lessons to be taught through that.
Yeah, and you know, what happened was you know, about 7 years ago, a group of specific kids had broken in the neighborhood and spent several days there and had, you know, the time of their life.
Right.
And then things kind of led to tragedy. And so when an independent filmmaker is always trying to take work from their own life and put it up on screen. And so for me, it was really, you know, we look at the news a lot of times and we would see a story like that and we would say,
but you see a
these are
minute 30
bad
story,
kids.
you don't see the rest of the story.
Exactly.
Yeah,
who are these people? You know, and so I was like, I grew up with kids like this, and I knew them, and you know, they are much more than what they're portrayed on as the news. And so I wanted the world to be able to see, you know, who they were from my point of view.
And Gerardo, tell me about your character.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I played Matt in the film, who's the lead character. He's kind of like the ringleader. He's kind of like the one that like manipulates his friends and gets them to like break into the house. Like he's kind of the one that like sweet talks people into like following his bad influence, I guess. Which is kind of how I was when I was in high school. I was the one that like threw parties and stuff and like, you know, convinced my friends to just kind of like let loose and have a good time. And
So we're looking at that right now, and we see those scenes and stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on there, but there is, as she mentioned, that story that lies beneath. Like, you know, the grass always looks greener on the other side, and you find that it's not always greener on the other side. Michelle, tell me about your character and what you learned through playing this role.
So I played Vanessa in the film. What I learned, man, I learned a lot. I was fairly young whenever I did the film. I'm not saying that I'm not young still, but I still was learning who I was, and so was Vanessa, and so it was just kind of going hand in hand. And Vanessa, she's a very strong feminist character, and she also kind of takes charge of her femininity as well. So it was a lot of learning for me in that sense, just learning from the character and just kind of growing up with her too.
What do you want people to get from the movie? Because I know when people go to a movie, you take something with you already, right? And then you kind of get the other half with that film. What do you want them to learn from that, especially in today's political climate?
Oh, so many things. I mean, I think first of all, I think, you know, for us when we first created the film, it was really about economic inequality, the wealth gap, and for people to know that that you don't have to have material wealth in order to be rich on the inside, that what makes you rich on the inside is your moral compass, your friends, and your family who loves you. The people that you have around you.
Because you never know what's going on behind someone's walls, right?
That's right, yeah.
All right. We have so many folks in Houston who would love to break into the film industry. And in this case, you focus on Latino culture, which we still find missing a lot in, you know, in regular film. And so what's your advice to anyone who wants to be an actor?
Oof, man. I guess my advice would be don't take yourself too seriously. Just go for it. make friends and make things together
Yeah.
with those friends.
Yeah, Michelle?
Yeah, just don't take things for granted either. When you're given an opportunity, go for it. Because for this film, like, it was my first audition out of high school, and so I was very like, kind of like, oh my gosh, do I really want to do this? And I took my chances, and I did it. So take the opportunities that you're given.
Yeah.
And Laura, when we were kids, we had to either find the family film projector and then beg ourselves, like, can I get some money for some film, please?
Right.
But today we have it in the palm of our hand to at least practice a craft
Yes.
and tell a story.
Yeah, I could not have made this film without technology, you know, without crowdfunding and the capability of doing that. That's how we raised our money for our film and for the types of cameras that you can have right now. I edited the first draft of the film on my laptop in my friend's house, you know what I mean? And, you know, that just was not possible even 10 years ago, you know? So it's cool because people like me can make movies now, and I think that the stories that people have to tell that are outside of, you know, I think the main Hollywood,
the commercial market, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, can tell beautiful stories too, and now we get a chance to do that.
Yeah, and thank you for doing that. And for more information on the Rich Kids movie and upcoming screenings, we have a link on greatdayhouston.com.